Yo, what is up, guys? So we have a new card for the Danger archetype called Danger ThunderBird, which is a new dark level 8 Wing Beast effect monster. Also, I did want to mention quickly, it was in the article, so I'm just going to mention it, that it is going to be confirmed to be a secret rare, so you think it's good, but let's check it out. Anyways, Wing Beast effect, level 8 dark, 2800 attack, 24 defense points. And it says you can reveal this card from your hand. Your opponent randomly chooses one card from your entire hand, then you discard the chosen card. If it was not Danger ThunderBird, you special summon it from your hand. If you do, you get to draw a card, and if this card is discarded, you get to target a set card your opponent controls and destroy it. You can only use this effect of Danger ThunderBird once per turn. So, is that a secret rare, boys? I don't know. A good one. I don't really feel it, but at the same time, if you're playing against a certain cheese deck, this could be an option for you just to go ahead and get rid of maybe like a face down morphing jar. That's like the only thing that I would really say that like you need to hit, right? But at the end of the day, I don't know if I would really like to pull this secret rare out of my new box, but nonetheless, that is its effect in the game. But like I said, I don't think it's worth a secret rare. But I did want to like briefly mention it does give them a little bit of options. So all of the dangers are like a once per turn effect anyways. So the one problem that I have with the Danger archetype is you have a 3, a 4, a 7, and now you at least have 2 that are similar. But why couldn't it be level 7? That would have actually helped out the archetype a lot more. So Nessie just sits there on the board on defense mode with 2800 attack or defense points. This has 2800 attack, but like Nessie just chills there in defense mode. It's usually the card that you special summon with the other one, anyways. But I just don't think it's like too like viable. I guess you can go into links with the whole archetype, right? Wish it was a level 7 because Bigfoot already has good attack. Are you going to use your Bigfoot and ThunderBird to go ahead and go into like a rank 2? Probably not. You can go straight into that Phoenix, right? But like I just feel like popping set card is not really a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! If it was pop a set card or potentially a spell and trap, then you're looking at something a little bit better because, almost every archetype has their own field spell now at this point, right? Or another card that just reoccurs and gets free advantage. But I just don't think that Danger ThunderBird should have been a secret rare. I don't think that popping set cards is really a thing, and it's not even level 7. That's my personal take on it. I know it could still technically help out in like a Dark World Danger deck, but the problem with that deck is obviously it has consistency issues and it's kind of random at certain times. But with card destruction and morphing jar, they definitely help out the archetype, but I don't think that this would put the deck anywhere near where it needs to be for competitive. And on top of that, you made it a secret rare. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the new Danger ThunderBird. But I also want to talk about another new card. This is a new Charmer card. This card actually got announced a couple days ago. I just didn't feel like it was too insane to make it its own video, so I'm just going to go ahead and cover it in this one as well. But anyways, we're going to go over its targets as well, because there's actually a lot of things that you can actually go for. But anyways, let's go ahead and check this card out. So this is Hiita, the Blazing Fire Charmer. I like the artwork. I'm definitely going to be collecting that. But I don't know, you go Sensor and TCG, we already know that stuff is going to be covered. But anyways, Hiita the Blazing Fire Charmer. It is a Link 2 Fire Spellcaster Link Effect monster, 1850 attack, and its links are in the bottom left and bottom right. Its materials are 2 materials, including a fire monster. This card is treated as a familiar possessed card. You can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. The first effect being that you target a fire monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon that monster to your monster zone this card points to. The second effect says, if this Link Summon card is destroyed by battle or your opponent's effect, you get to add a fire monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand, which is obviously majority of the time going to be on their turn. I mean, unless of course they're like getting it, like stopping it right when it comes out. Unfortunately, with this card, there is a lot of cards that are just so outdated. Now, I went ahead and went through all the cards for you guys as far as like, what would be actually more viable as actual targets for you to go for. Well, you can search out the entire Battle and Boxer archetype pretty much. I wrote Battle and Boxers in 2018, you crazy, alright? So, yeah, Battle and Boxer, you can search out those. All the Fire Fists, but okay, well, first off, Battle and Boxers were never like really, really good. I mean, they were like a $2, $5 deck that everyone just had because like everyone bought boxes of that set and they're just kind of sitting around, right? But as far as like the Fire Fist, I mean, they're just not really, viable in 2018 for the most part, right? But you also have like the Evil Sword and Evil Tile archetype, but again, another archetype that's just not really what you're going to want. There's some of the Fire Kings. There is other support that destroys cards in your hand that is coming out. But again, it's just one of those things that's just kind of outdated. Although they did get new support, it's just again, it is not an archetype where I would say it is super viable in the game. You got the Flambeals again, something not super crazy. Hazy Flame, Ignites, I still like outdated for the most part. Okay, now into something that's actually not so bad. We got the Infernoids, but are you going to really use 2 Infernoids to make it? I don't know, because, well, they at least go to the graveyard anyways, so maybe you could use them in Infernoids, right? Another good target would be Jet Synchron, but the problem that I had with this card is it doesn't get the card immediately. If it was like, if this card is linked to someone, you could add one, okay? It has to be destroyed by battle or by opponent's card effect. Yeah, you might be able to crash it and still get it on your turn, but that's too slow for Jet Synchron to be viable in like a Synchro variant deck, because there is some cards that could be utilized for like a Synchro archetype, but Jet Synchron could be a card potentially, but again, it's too slow. Yeah, Little Falls, again, something I would not consider very strong, but then, you know, Flambeals, no, okay. Let's get into the actual stuff. So Salamangreats Greats potentially could be, if they actually become more viable in the game. We've just got like a few cards, we keep on getting more support, so who knows, maybe later down the line they'll get some cards and this will be a little bit better of a card. But the Shiranuis, the zombies, so these are actually a pretty good archetype. They recently also just got more support. But I think that there's so much better zombie stuff to go into, so I just don't see really it being super OP in that deck. Again, the problem with the card is it's too slow. All right, you would search that Solar Flare Dragon, right? There's like 2 Time Lord cards too, but going into it, I just don't think it's that great for, again, competitive. Maybe Infernoids, maybe Salamangreats Great if they ever get like really good support, and then Shiranuis. But also Volcanics could actually use this quite well, because a lot of times you'll have like the little Pot of Avarice card, and then maybe you have like another card you can just use, because like the whole archetype is really kind of based off of like burn at the end of the day. But for the most part, you can search out a lot of the cards in the archetype, which actually helps out quite a bit, because that deck is already pretty slow anyways. But as far as that card goes, those are like what I would consider the good targets. If you felt like I missed out on anything besides the UFO turtle, you know, what else would we really use this in? There's also the Prank Kids ramp that would also be another. Oh, Poke Drago. I remember when this card was like $5. I'm not even kidding. People like overhyped it just for the memes, and people believed it. But yeah, there's really nothing that I would say is just like so dang good. Blast Juggler. A lot of these cards are just too old. Like, again, the effect really should have been when this card is summoned. I mean, it's kind of like some of these other cards where it's like it boosts up all the attack of like fire monsters, and then when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you get to like add one from the graveyard. But at least it adds it from the deck. But at the end of the day, I just think it's too slow for the game. But that's why I didn't like cover it in a video I was looking up. Maybe potentially other like targets for the Hiita, the fire charmer, but for the most part, I just don't think it's too insane. Maybe I'll watch some videos on it. If you guys got any cool combos of this, or you can really utilize Dangerous Thunderbird somehow, we'd love to know, and we'd love to see the gameplay over there. If you guys want to send me a replay of any of the stuff we talked about, or just a replay of something crazy that happened in Yugioh, you guys can feel free to send it into AzneyesReplays@gmail.com, and I'll feature it on my channel. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, the subscribe button to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh content, as well as new Yu-Gi-Oh cards when they get announced, and discussions videos like this in the future. But peace out!